feel like I could grind for that skin.
Yeah, you've definitely got time, Billy. It feels like it was only a week between me saying to Wolf that I simply didn't have the time to grind to get Master 2 here, and then I did it. Hello, welcome to my COD Mobile Battle Royale tutorial. I'm doing this because spent a little bit of time on Reddit, and there have been people in the COD Mobile. I don't like the power plugs there. There we go. Let's fix that. Mirror. That find the grind to Master 2, so you get this season your fancy suit, agonizing, and it's pretty clear they don't know the battle royale basics. I have been playing PUBG Mobile for the last 2 years. I got in on day one, and I was playing PUBG, the PC version, prior to that. And prior to that, it was a stupid version that came before it. H1Z1, maybe? I think that's what it was. I was terrible at the PC ones, but the mobile ones, I'm okay at. I do all right. So I feel I have something to offer. I'm a strategic player when it comes to ranking up, and so that means if you're like my clan leader from the House of Wolves, Wolf 420, who manages to rank up by doing hot drops, the guy's a beast. This is not for you. If you do it like him, you'll die within the first 2 minutes. But let's jump into it. So the first thing, the first consideration is you've got first-person options, third-person options, single player, solo, duos, and full squad, which is 4 people. So strategically, it might seem safer going with a squad, and if you're in a clan and you're with a bunch of people you can trust, that's probably, so long as they are strategically minded as well, that's a really good option. Most people don't have that. And so if you go in with randoms and you follow them to a hot drop, or they're just people that get knocked a lot and call out for help and you go running in to save them, you're putting yourself at risk. So personally, whenever I'm trying to rank up or do missions or anything like that, I prefer to do it solo. In PUBG, I got good enough that I went solo versus squads and got to... Is Ace higher than Crown, or is Crown, whichever one of those is higher? That's the highest I ever did before I gave up spending quite so much time playing any one game. But that's your first consideration. So I did solo, and then the next bit is first person, third person. Third person is really popular in Battle Royale because of all the skins and stuff that they either sell you or you work hard to earn. And you can see what you look like, and you can do silly dances and stuff like that. And that's why it is so popular on PUBG, and probably more popular on COD Mobile as well. In the online streaming world, like Twitch and so on, or the content creator side, first person was the more popular one because it was felt to be more skillful. You didn't have the third person peak. It was harder to die. You couldn't be a grass snake and easily kill people. So, and I prefer first person. I prefer COD Mobile to be my first person platform game. So wherever possible, I play the multiplayer first person. There's no other option there anyway. And here I play first person if I'm by myself, or if I'm catching up with clan members, that's when I'm third person. But for me to rank up, I can't remember what I was at, maybe veteran up to Master 2 in about a week, I think it was. I just got in and played a few games a day, ran the numbers. If I was winning them, this is how many points I would get. If I was coming second, within the first 10, whatever. And most of the games I came first or second, except for when I decided not to follow my own strategic principles. And that's a bit hit and miss. Sometimes you can have a good time, but again, if your goal is to rank up as quickly as possible, then you have to be strategic. Otherwise, you can expect to drop some points or not do as well, or be the first person to die. That's the risk you run. So I choose first person because I love first person. I don't play it in PUBG Mobile anymore because the waiting time the matching time is too extreme. And as I say, all of my friends prefer third person. Now, I don't know the intricacies of COD Mobile. There'll be other people that know better, and if you're one of them, feel free to comment where I've got it wrong. I don't know about bots in the games. I know both have bots. First person, it stands to reason to me that even though I consider it more skillful, others will disagree with that. But if there's less people playing first person, either one or two things is going to happen. There's less people that are loading in to start the game. There'll be a minimum requirement to actually launch a game. And if it doesn't meet that, they preload it with bots. So again, if you're strategically trying to rank up, then bots are a good thing. They're like crates, airdrops from the game, basically. So I went first person solo. Damn, I talked a long time about this first point, but it's important because you don't want to screw around. Now, the good thing that COD Mobile, arguably good thing that COD Mobile has over PUBG is doesn't matter what you play, third person, first person, or any of those solo, duo, squad things, your ranking is all the same within it. So you can flick through them and you can still rank up to the same level. It doesn't matter. On PUBG, that doesn't happen like that. You've got a separate tier for every single choice that you make, and you get to pick your servers as well on PUBG Mobile. You don't get to do that here without a workaround. So with that in mind, anything you play on PUBG, COD Mobile successfully works for you. Second thing is class. So you can see Scout, Clan, Medic. If you're starting from a low enough rank, I advise you to try them all. Work out what they're about. You can do some more research to find out, watch people using them. I certainly did. Taught me some things I hadn't considered. And my options changed, whether it's solo team. If you're going in solo, you get to pick whatever you want. A team, you might load in, especially if you're loading in from New Zealand and your ping's not as good. Your option might be gone already, so you have to be able to play something else. Some options are better for the team, like the medic, maybe, or the engineer. There's other scout even. I mean, they can all be used to help the team anyway, but ninja is probably the more solo one. That's the one I went with as I got higher up. I found it worked for me the most. Not always, but it meant you can get elevation, but more importantly, if you rank up your skill, and I'll talk about that in a bit, you get dead silence, so people can't hear you coming. So if you learn to do flanking maneuvers or rotation, again, something that not everybody knows about, then you can sneak up on someone and take out a much better player. Something also to be aware of, you are playing against a mismatch of players. There will be higher ranks and lower ranks in it. I don't know how Call of Duty does this, but I know from a low rank onwards, I saw people with the master skin already. So, you know, it stands to reason there might even be legendaries in there. I don't know. Certainly gets harder as you go along, and your ability to get points is less if you screw it up. Okay, and then the next thing is it loads you in, and the map comes up. And again, if you're like my clan leader who will go for that alien ship thing, you will die unless you get really lucky. I try to go as far away from the flight path as possible, and so this is where you need to be okay with parachuting. It's not so hard. This is a small map. You can pretty much get anywhere unless a mountain gets in your way or it's really at the extreme. And there's these purple things on the map called, I think they're triptrometers or something like that, and they're for charging up your class skill. And that's essential. I would always go within range of something. You don't go there first because it takes a couple of minutes or so for them to be available. If you go there first, you kind of waste your time. And you also don't want it in a hotspot area because when you do go to it, it's a trap area potentially. So depending on the flight path, you know, nuclear plant, overgrown. Sakura's good because you can loot up and then come down. The triptrometer points change each game, but yeah, you want to land somewhere and then grab one of those. For me, it took a while, but I realized Nuketown was a good option because they normally have one or two or both options, and And the other thing is often a helicopter. Nuketown can be a bit of a hotspot sometimes, but I've found people do tend to stay away from it because of that. So yeah, be strategic right from the start with your landing. I will often just measure it by fingers literally on the tablet to work out which is the furthest away if it looks a bit even. Okay, so again, I can't really give you parachuting tips in this. I don't know if anyone like Parker the Slayer is doing that stuff, but you want to go as far as you can and then drop down. Then you're going to drop, and you need a weapon straight away in case you encounter a player or a bot, regardless. There are other YouTubers that have done what they think are the best guns. Again, just if you're doing this from this grind now from a lower rank, just play around with things. If you know what you like in multiplayer, it can transfer across. For example, I started with shotguns, the BY-15, and did really well with that for a long time. Because if you can get close, you can one-shot kill someone. If you miss them, you're in trouble. And then I would pair that with, if I could get an Arctic 50, I could do pretty good with close and long range. That AK-117 is a good solid option, but then so is anything else. I moved in, so close weapon and a something that can do a bit more long range or medium is appearing. I got into the SMGs, and any of them are good. The MSMC, the Russ, whatever they used to call the AKS, and actually the PDW, because of its magazine size, is a really good option. Ironside or Red Dot on that. Suppress it. If you're going for ninja styles, then actually double suppressor on your guns. It affects your range, but if you've got a sniper that's popping people off, you can hear them. I would wait for it to happen and just get close and kill them. Now you need to be really mindful of zone management. So the poisonous gas comes in within a few minutes of looting, if that even. This is a lot faster moving than PUBG Mobile. And so as soon as you hear the triptrometer is ready, you want to head for that. If you've secured a helicopter, and it may take a while with map knowledge to work out where those are, but there's normally one at, what did I say it was? Nuketown. As I said, that's one I just, Nuketown kept hitting. But there's helicopters everywhere. Some bases have got heaps of them. Secure one of them, you can fly into your triptrometer, charge up, grab a couple of the crate goodies and out straight away. And then just look what the zone's doing and just go to the extreme places where you think no one will be. If you can just park up there for a bit and loot. If there's bots present, they'll come magneting to you. It's really just wearing down the clock and players remaining. You definitely want to get in the top 50 as a solo, and you definitely want to get into the top 20. The zone will start contracting though as you go along, so it's going to keep forcing you in. Again, if you have a helicopter and you just play it safe and don't hover around where people can shoot you out of the sky, because I've shot people out of the sky, just land it, wait, and then move. And this is stuff that I haven't really bothered streaming because it's not, recording and sharing, because it's boring. It's repetitive stuff. But it's smart if you're just trying to rank up and get something, some goodies out of it or whatever. Then you just want to be smart about it. You want to play the least number of games you can to get there, because it's a grind. They call it a grind for a reason. So you're just working that circle from the edges. Some people will go straight to the middle. I've even seen some YouTubers suggest like landing on a tower at launch base and waiting there. I tried that once, but the zone killed that option in the first bit, and because you hadn't looted by lying on top of a tower, you were already at a disadvantage running into the zone. So again, it's just try this stuff out when you're lower down. As you rank up, you're going to get a bit more competition, naturally enough. And then just work your way in. Sometimes hard cover, like a windmill, is good, especially with the ninja perk, whatever you call it, class. If you've got your dead silence loaded, they won't hear you coming. I've taken a number of people, snipers taking those positions. But just take your time, be patient. You do need to get some kills, but you got to be smart with it. If you just go running in like Rambo, you are gonna not last. And you're aiming for number 1 here. Well, aiming for the top 10. Top 10 will ensure you get a decent amount of points all the way up to Master 2. I think beyond that it starts to get a lot harder. You have to rank a lot higher and kill a lot more people. I was averaging 9, 10 a game, sometimes double that, and occasionally I screwed it up and got less. And really the whole looting side of things is just knowing what works for you, close and long range. Sometimes a long range battle works for you if you manage to get, especially if you've got a helicopter, a high point of the zone. The end game lends itself towards that, and you're the only one on that high peak, and you can pick people off at a distance without being picked off yourself. Great way to win games. Most of mine, I just got close and relied on that. And by getting close, be mindful of ping variance, connection variance. I'm not the sort of player that can just go straight to straight and have a duel with someone, because I will lose those ones. And I did. I lost a number of games where I had to drop on someone, same gun loadout as them, and they got me. And that's what it is. If you're playing against, well, on PUBG Mobile, I know playing against on Asia server, my closest one, players in India with pings of 20 or 40 at the worst. I'm at 140 at best. Worse if I play America or Europe. So you have to, don't take them head on. Grab some smokes or a flashbang or something like that can just distract, and you can rotate and hit them from the side, or whatever, flank them. That's just be smart. This is what strategy is. So have a think about how the end game might go and set yourself up for that, and a backup plan, and see how it goes. It doesn't matter if you don't win. Anything over the top 10 is going to get you points and moving up. But as I say, if you get skillful enough, you should be able to win majority of them, or second place it. I don't have footage of this, but one of the most impressive things opponents I had as I got close to Master 2 was a guy that I was on top of a mountain, and he was in a helicopter, and he basically just drove it at me and then ejected and fired it at me essentially. And I took some damage, but I didn't die, and I was really impressed with that. And I managed to get him. I just did a slow rotate around the mountain because he came in to get me, and managed to get him. But I had respect for that player, that they were also using smart tactics, and I'd never seen that done before. So learn from what other people are doing. High ground, if you can get the high ground, that's good. Sometimes buildings as well. And also if the circle's small enough and there's a building there and you've got the ninja perk, you can grappling hook up a high to places that other people can't get to if they don't also have that perk. Be mindful, some people save their class perks for the end circle, so you're going to encounter a lot of zombies and tricksters, and especially the engineers that set up a drone to, because it stuns you. You can shoot those drones out of the air and you can retreat. So it's just as to anticipating it essentially. So the ninja perk, it's dead silence and that grappling hook, but there's other perks that are just as good that I had success with. That's just what suited me, because that's what ninja styles is. It's not running around killing lots of people. It's actually just being a smart, sneaky sneak. Try and get hard cover, whether that's a rock or whatever. Don't lie down. Grass snakes, we call them in PUBG Mobile. It doesn't work. I tried that twice because I just needed to buy myself time to work out my next move. Both times I got capped. They can see you lying down. And that's it, really. It just, everything sets you up for that end game, and sometimes it's just a bit of luck as to how it goes. It's often always different. Sometimes you win just by someone doing poor zone management, and they die to the zone. That's a common one. Another great tactic is if there's 3 left, just hang back and let the other 2 find each other first and shoot, and then you know where they are. Especially you know where the winner is, because they're going to find the last shot. They've taken out one, and while they're maybe healing, take them out. Or if they're stupid enough, they'll go and try and loot at the end game. Don't go looting. Don't go loot crazy when you don't need to. Just get your stuff early on and stick with it. Airdrop crates, there are level 3 armor that you can get, so that's also a good one to have. And that's about it. That's just, as I say, it's not necessarily an exciting style of play. save that for when you're squad with your friends and stuff. Go crazy then. Maybe don't die early, but these things, being strategic, means you can stay alive longer. And that's what a battle royale is. You get rewarded for being the last person or the last team standing. That's what the whole point of the game is. So exploit it to the full potential. And especially if you're like me, I didn't have time to grind. In fact, I publicly declared amongst my clan that I wasn't going to bother with any of that stuff. I didn't have time, and then I just started playing one day, and it was like, actually, I run the maths, and I worked out how many games per level, and how many winning games, or worst case, if I got this many points, how many it would take, and I had to change it as I certainly got to the end. But that's it. You've just got to be patient and just rinse and repeat, and you'll be fine. It's a valid strategy if you want to get those goodies that come from those higher levels. Alrighty, let me know how that works for you, and any alternative points or whatever, feel free to share them below. Sure. Nope, that's me done. Nice.